Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Unfiltered. I'm your host, Chaps McFarlane. Thank you for joining the show this evening. We are ready to have a great show. Happy Victoria Day weekend to everybody who's joining the show. We have a very lovely guest who is going to be joining us today, and we're going to have a great conversation. Thank you to all the viewers who are joining. I give you a shout out. Today, I am dressed in a different outfit. I decided to sort of take a new spin and put on my traditional wear. And for those of you who come from the motherland, you know what that means. We use this traditional wear, at least for myself. I use it to measure how fat I have become. When I try to put on this traditional wear, and if it can't fit, then I know I'm certainly growing fatter. And if it does fit me, and then I use it to measure, how big I'm becoming. So thank goodness today, this traditional outfit has passed my head and fitted upon my body. But it was without some struggles. So certainly, once all of these restrictions lifted up, I have some hard work to do. So thank you once again for joining. We have a lovely guest joining us today, Ms. Joyce Adom, and she's going to be walking us through some very incredible things that she's doing in the entrepreneurial and business world. And we're going to be learning a lot about how we go natural. All right. Without much ado, I am going to bring our guest in, and we are going to kickstart the show. So, oh, hello, Joyce. Welcome to the show.
Hello?
Hey, Joyce, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, yes. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. You're looking very beautiful, and I like your background and the little plants there.
Thank you.
Yes. So this is our guest for today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our guest before we move on into what we are supposed to be doing today. Our guest, Ms. Joyce Adom, she is the founder of Simply Go Natural Cosmetics. Simply Go Natural Cosmetics is a woman-owned business based in Halifax, founded in 2016 by Joyce Adom. After newly immigrating from Sweden and the UK to Canada, the products produced by Simply Go Natural were created after a long research for healthier hair skin care alternatives for her family of four. Her products are handcrafted, they are plant-based, health nutrition, environmentally friendly products inspired by her multicultural background and travels across Africa, Europe, North America, and it offers a safe, gentle, natural, simple, and effective product for children, adults, those with sensitive skin and scalp, and organic alternatives to commercially available hair and skincare products. She specializes in hair care products for curly, coily, wavy, dry hair, skin, and severe dry sensitive skin. She promotes natural hair movement to support those who wish to go natural but lack the motivation, knowledge, social support, and the right products to ease the transition and maintenance of natural hair. She sells wholesale, retail, online at simplygonatural.com, and her partner shops around Halifax and I imagine beyond, such as the Tear Shop and the Healthy Buck Natural Shop, both in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I am quite sure she can ship these products out if you are from outside Canada or outside of Nova Scotia. And she's also working currently on a couple of projects to get the products on bigger marketplaces such as Amazon and many of the grocery stores around. You can visit the website to find out more information and to learn more about what Simply Go Natural skin hair products can offer you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It is a great pleasure.
Thank you for having me. Sorry for the long intro.
No, that's perfectly fine. You know, it's usually fine
Yes.
when we can tell our viewers a lot more information about how to contact you and find you and your background before we actually get to a substantive discussion. So that's totally okay. So let me go ahead and ask you this: how are you doing? I'd like to ask
I'm
you.
good. I'm good. I'm good. I've been in the yeah, I've been in the hibernation mood for a while now. So this kind of gets me out a little bit more somehow. But I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah.
Right, right. And the family is well as well, I think.
Yes, they are. Everyone is home now. So yeah, everyone is home and it's fun. It's been fun to have the family and from morning to night in the same environment, running after each other, especially the kids.
Yes.
And it's been fun. Challenges sometimes with trying to juggle business and then help be a teacher actually.
Right.
Be a
Right.
teacher, try to teach them with their homework or their schoolwork and everything. So it's been a bit challenging in that area, but in general, it's been good. It's been good.
Well, I'm sure a lot of other parents out there are shaking and nodding their heads in relation to what you've just said. Certainly, I can testify to the same. But I can also say, as you've said, it's been a good time to be home with the kids and spending a lot of quality time. So tell us and tell our viewers what was your journey towards founding this business, this initiative, and developing these products? What was the journey you talk about trying to find suitable skincare and hair care products for your family of four?
I don't know. I don't think we have time for this. It's a very long journey because I'm Ghanaian. My husband is Nigerian,
Right.
and I migrated to Sweden. I lived in Sweden for some time. I still have my Swedish. I still speak Swedish. So,
Nice.
and then I went to the UK to study. So I went to the UK to study, and then I did my first degree in accounting and business information technology. And then I did my master's degree in human resource management. So as a human resource personnel, when I graduated, I was just soul searching. There was a lot that went on from Sweden, from Ghana to Sweden, and then to the UK, a little bit in Belgium, and I've moved around in Europe a lot, in Germany. So I got exposed to a whole lot of things. And then eventually in the UK, when I finished my master's, I was just searching for what else I could do. Human resources equipped me to learn how to identify my own talent. So with that background, I started soul searching. What am I really good at? What are my skills? So during all that period, because by the time I came out of school, in the UK was a bit all over the place. There was recession, people were being laid off, and all sort of things going on. I got a job, but I had my kids after that. It's a long story. Anyway, but during that soul searching, I eventually decided to try things out.
Right.
I have been in the UK, we were just trying, me and my friends, we used to talk about how we should, I mean, the way things are going, business is the best way to go. And at the time, I didn't have a business mind or an entrepreneur mindset. And I didn't know where to start as a businesswoman or to come up with any business idea. I had no clue. All I knew is that I came out as a graduate and I wanted to work. So that thing just kept on coming. And the search for what I really want to do just kept on coming. So I think it was during the time of Black Lives Matter. There was so much going on, so much information going on, and things popping into your head through all these Facebook things. So I just decided to concentrate on myself. One of the main things that actually got me to think of doing something on my own was my son, because at that time Black Lives Matter was so much, and the black male was being so much of a target. And I had my boy, he was just a little boy. So I became so emotional thinking, okay, all of a sudden, I have a son that will grow in this environment. He doesn't know anything about Africa. This is what he knows. And then it feels like he's being targeted. He will be targeted. He might be targeted. So I started panicking. So I started going more into who I was as an African, my background, and trying to embrace myself. So it got me to naturally somehow, I went towards going natural, and that's when the natural hair movement also was quite strong. So I decided to just, eventually we moved here, and then my son, Ethan, decided, he was having a lot of skin challenges as well. He developed eczema, and had to find a way, because I became health conscious as I was thinking of going natural. I think it just happened together somehow. So while I was looking for healthy products for them, I was also looking for healthy products for myself, because I used to relax my hair. I only went natural when in 2016. So we were already here. So I decided, okay, enough with the chemicals. I wanted to be healthy, and I wanted to embrace who I was, or with everything that is going on. I just wanted to be comfortable in my own skin. I just wanted to be comfortable with who I was made to be. Mm-hmm. That's just it, and be healthy. So eventually, I just started trying things, making products, and from home. I had friends from the UK, friends in Sweden, and then some friends here. So I started, talking to them. I created a focus group, and I was like, okay, this is what I want. My product, I want something for myself. I want healthy product for myself. At that particular time, I wasn't ready to go natural. All I wanted was healthy hair product and skincare product for me and my family. So at the point, natural hair was on my mind. The natural hair movement was on my mind. I couldn't see myself to have natural hair, but I wanted to be healthy. Mm-hmm. I wanted the things I put in my hair and on my skin to be healthy. So I started talking to my friends. Most of them at that time were non-naturals. So I was just thinking about healthy hair product or skincare product. So I formed the focus group, and I was asking them about ingredients. If I was going to make this product, what would they want, and all that. So all my friends, they contributed, and in the end, yeah, I ended up with products.
Wow. It seems like an incredible story that you have beautifully summarized in a really nice summary to give our viewers a sneak peek. And we'll delve more into that. But you touched on a few things that I wanted to talk about. And I mean, I'm just going to go at them in different order. But tell me a little bit, or tell our viewers, especially for maybe a lot of folks out there who are watching, and I've been thinking about going natural, but are still, in that mindset where they are deciding, should I just use healthy hair products or should I go natural and use healthy hair products at the same time? Tell us a little bit of the mindset, what you were thinking, what were your fears, and then eventually how did you overcome that to say, you know what, I'm not just going to use healthy products that I develop, I'm going to go full natural.
Yes, for me, things were not really drastic. I'm the kind of person that I take my time to do things. Sometimes some things, but I try to get things right. And this whole thing was a transition. It wasn't something because I never had a background in making any product. I never made a product before. Never saw anybody make it. It was a natural thing that happened over time. So was my natural hair journey. I call it a journey because that's actually what it was, and it still is. I didn't, when I was relaxing, as I said, um, I was just looking, I became more conscious of the ingredient, especially with the product, especially when we were relaxing our hair. I was relaxing the relaxer. I was not, I knew it wasn't healthy, but I wasn't conscious of it, how bad it was, until I started paying more attention to ingredients and then cautions about the relaxers. So I became so conscious of it. And me being so health conscious, I decided, okay, this thing is really, really bad for my health. And even though I wanted to go natural, it was difficult for me to actually say, I'm actually going to go natural because all my life, all I know, well, my adult life, all I know is relaxed hair. And I felt I was more beautiful that way. So cutting my hair, I felt like I was going natural. At that time, it was a big deal. If you go natural, people look down on you. I had I had so much occurrences that I was so surprised. And it wasn't from any other people than my own people. The attack, I got so many attacks. But before I went natural, I just couldn't just do the big chop. I just couldn't do it because I didn't really see myself as someone that really would be able to look good in natural. And I heard that from a lot of people. When I went natural, when I talk to people, I hear that a lot. But I was also there, so I understand. I couldn't see myself like that. I saw some of my friends, a few of them, about 2 or 3 of my friends that had natural hair, but I could never see myself as having natural hair. So what happened was in the process of making the products for my relaxed hair, but healthier ingredients or natural ingredients, in the process with my baby, because my boy Ethan was about 2 years old, Kayla was just a baby. So I was stressed out and I had a braid in. So I braided my hair and I left it on for too long because I got distracted with this sampling of things and all those things. I got distracted and I forgot myself. So I left the braids on for about 5 months. So by the time I took that braid out, my hair, although the hair had grown because I was trying my oils, the oils for the braided, for the scalp, everything was good. But then by the time I realized, okay, this is going too far, I need to get it out. When I took it out, I lost so much of my hair. Oh, I thought I did. So the hair, this is how my hair was. I will show you the picture I have. It's exactly what, by the time I took it, because I had a very good, healthy, relaxed hair. So it was at a good length. So I didn't feel like I needed to really cut my hair because I felt like my hair was healthy. There was nothing wrong with my hair. So when I took out the braid and the hair was just like this, but because, well, when you have relaxed, it's long.
It's longer,
And
yes.
yes. So when I took out the braid, it was just a little bit shorter than this. And I felt like I lost so much hair. I felt like I didn't know that it was actually my natural hair that had grown so much with the build of the relaxer. So I panicked. And I'm like, my hair, I lost my hair. And I saw some of the hair, so I panicked. And I remember calling my people in Sweden. I'm like, please help me, please help. I don't know. All of a sudden, I panicked. And then eventually I just calm myself down and I'm like, okay, that's one of my family. She had natural hair then. So I called her. I'm like, what can I do? What should I do? And she was like, take a deep breath, try to detangle the hair, and then maybe if it's too much, if you lost too much, then maybe you cut it off. Or you just relax it and start over. So I did with that. I saw my hair just like this. It was just like this, just a little bit shorter. And I saw myself with that hair and I'm like, this looks nice. This is not too bad. So how about I just leave my hair? Instead of relaxing it, I'll just leave it and see how it will be. So that is how I transitioned. I never relaxed my hair again since it was May 2016.
Wow.
That I took out. So I never relaxed my hair. And then in August, and that was the time the product came out. So during that stage, I still have the relaxed hair on the ends, and then the growth was there. So it was a combination. So by August, my hair had grown so much that it didn't look right and it didn't feel right. It was difficult to manage the two textures. So I just transitioned to natural hair in August 2016, and that was it. That is how I transitioned.
Wow, that is such a beautiful explanation of that transition, and I'm sure a lot of folks are taking note of what you're talking about. So, I mean, tell us a little bit about how you encourage yourself, because you've talked about your fears, getting panicked because you thought you lost a lot of hair. Meanwhile, maybe your hair had just shrunk because African hair is a little hard and coarse, and so even if it grows, it might be thick in there, but it's not really long and grown out as you would imagine, right? So you know that. So you talked a little bit about some of the fears, and you talked about people, people having stigma towards you for trying to go natural. Why don't you help our audience, understand some of the kinds of things that people are going to say, if they are going natural, and why they should not be discouraged.
I mean, right now, the reason why I took on the challenge, the reason why I talk about natural hair, as you know, my product was not made for natural hair per se. It was made for relaxed hair with the intention of, instead of, okay, I already relaxed my hair. I know my hair is, the relaxer is no good, it's not healthy. I don't need to add any more chemicals. So anything I add, I'm going to make effort to add healthier things to my hair, even though my hair is relaxed. So that is my product naturally. That is how it was. So natural hair, I took on the mandate or the role of being a natural hair educator, because when I decided to go fully natural, the community started, the backlash was surprising to me. It was a shock to realize that, okay, it's not any other race. It's not Caucasians. It's not Indians. It's not Asians, whatever. It's my own Black people and my own even family. I had a sister, a brother-in-law that told me that when he saw my hair, because it was quite short, but it wasn't that short. When he saw me, because my hair, as you know, it was already long, so for him it was a shock. But when he saw me, the first thing that came to his mouth is like, if you were my wife, I would have divorced you. This is family telling you that. Family, and he wasn't joking. If you were my wife, I would have divorced you. Because what? I chose to be healthy, to be myself. Now, that was the first one. And then when I started going out, now things are very different now. Things are very, very different now. And it's just how long? Maybe about 4 years now,
right.
No, 3.5 years. It was brutal. The people that you go out with, Black people at that time would say, oh, why do you keep your hair like that? One person asked me, why am I like being primitive? Is it like I've I've changed my religion? You know, those strict religion. I know some religion back home in Ghana, they call them SDA, that's Saturday Saints. They are very strict with hair and all that. They don't like chemicals, artificial things. So they're asking me if that's the reason why I went natural.
Mm.
Is all that I found it very so rude and very discouraging. And some people will just see you and make some comments about your hair, your own people in the workplace, because I was still working. I was still working while trying to still promote my business and take it, you know, develop the product and everything. So the whole thing made me, I felt like I had to educate. People didn't know about the hair. The Black people themselves did not know about their hair. The people, even the people that were making the hairstylists as we know them, don't know how to take care of natural hair. So
Mm.
people were frustrated. People didn't know. People still don't know. I'm still finding out. Although the perception of natural hair has changed. It's
Right.
no more primitive. It's no more only people that don't take care of themselves that wear natural hair, or people that don't have money.
Right, right. So is it a little bit because, would you say that is as a result of keeping natural hair means the traditional term that you hear thrown out, like say your hair is unkempt. When you
Exactly.
have natural hair,
Mhm,
it looks a lot different than when you're conditioning it and
mhm,
doing all the other things that
mm.
make your hair, opposite of
Straight.
what people would say unkempt is. So,
Mhm,
a little bit of that is experienced by people perhaps who also try to grow dreads. There's a
mhm.
transitionary period where
Yeah.
your hair just looks the way it looks.
Mhm.
You can't do anything to make it look
They
any
call
other
it the
way.
awkward stage. The awkward stage.
The
You
awkward
know,
stage, yes.
you don't figure out what exactly. It's not long. It's not short. You just the awkward stage.
Right.
It's tough at that stage. But yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, 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 no. That's what I was looking to hit on. So
Yeah.
so
So
go ahead.
now people are used to see you in a certain way, and it's the same. Even myself, I was seeing myself in a certain way, and it took me a while. At that time, natural hair wasn't this big, right? So I had to love myself. I had to accept that this is what I wanted to be, and I wasn't accepting anyone to look down on me because of the way I chose to carry my own natural hair.
Mhm.
So I took that stand, and I decided to educate our people, because both our people and others, a lot of maybe other race, Caucasians, Indians, they don't know much about our hair because we ourselves don't know about our hair. But during all this period, I had to educate myself. That is where I found out about the history of Black hair.
Mm.
If you go about the history of Black hair, how we got this misconception that our hair needs to be straight is because it was imposed on us. Unfortunately, it stems from those days, slavery days, and then colonial days took over, and then they made it that way. One of the reasons is to just um, anyway, I don't want to go too much into that. There's a lot attached to that.
There is a lot of historical elements to that. But let me touch on something. So, do you think there is a movement now? Whether it's in the continent or in the diaspora, about using less of artificial hair. What do you think?
Definitely,
What's your perspective?
definitely. There's been a shift. Just a year ago, just a year ago, I was talking to my friends, one of my friends, and one of them was like, she works in the hair business. She's a hairstylist, and she was like, natural hair is it was a phase. It was just fashion. Is faded. And I was sad. I was thinking, okay, so what am I doing? on the field doing all these things. So I started asking myself questions. And then I came back to the social media. When I go out, I realized, no, natural hair is not fashion. It's not, it's a way of life now. People, because of the constant education and people embracing it, people like us that took on the role to educate and wear the natural hair the way it is, showing people that you can, your natural hair, you can grow your natural hair, you can keep it short, you can keep it whichever way you want. And even if you want to relax or your hair to be straight, you can still do it while still keeping your natural hair. It has made people on the continent. I see so many Africans now, the youth, embracing their natural hair. Embracing it. There's been a total shift that I see that makes me really proud. Even here in Halifax, when I started, it was brutal. It was brutal the time that I started within the African community and the Afro-Nova Scotian community. It was brutal. It was brutal. Everyone, people are wearing wigs. But what I found was a lot of people were natural because the chemicals were breaking a lot of people's hair. Even if they put the relaxers in, it was destroying their hair. And a lot of people were having damage to their edges because of the extensions that they put on and all that. But they did not have the courage to just take off the wig.
So tell us a little bit about how your business, there's a lot to unpack there, from an accountant, business measure, and then now you have this connection to natural hair, and then all of a sudden, you're starting this business, which is making products for hair and skin, healthy products. So tell us a little bit about maybe your transition from your first idea of just making healthy hair products to making products that are adaptable to natural hair.
So for my business, when I started this, initially it was for me. The product was for me and then my family. And then when I started talking to friends, I realized that there were a lot of people with the same issues, same concerns, and a lot of people also wanted to be healthy. So I started going to the farmers market. I joined the farmers market, the Seaport Farmers Market.
Right.
So I started going there. And every time I go for event, African event, because when I started, I was just thinking about myself, and then it went to my circle, my friends, and then it extended to the Black communities. But then when I went to the market, the Seaport market, I realized my clientele wasn't just for Black people. It wasn't for our people, because the product, because initially my idea was healthy hair. Healthy hair doesn't have to be black or white or green or yellow. So I made it so the idea was healthy hair. So my product, when I go to the market, I realized that the people that comes to the Seaport Farmers Market were not my people. 90% of people that come to the Seaport Market were not my people, but they were buying the product and it was working for them. So with that, my mind of just concentrating on Black people kind of broadened, and I decided to really think outside the box. But the Seaport Farmers Market helped me a whole lot because the people were so welcoming. The people were so, they were so supportive. I have to say, Halifax has been so supportive to me, because when I went there, I didn't know what I was looking for. I just wanted to see people's reaction, and I did get it. And it was very good to support me, gave me the encouragement to keep going, to really invest in the business. And I kept on going, reinvesting, developing the product, perfecting the product. And I use my background, because I have IT background, I have accounting background, I have human resource background. So I just put all my educational background together to just put the business together. and then source for different things. Research, because my product is made, I do a lot of research. So I use my research background from my education. I do the research and then I put it into the product. And then I am a person that naturally I like to sample things. I'm that person. That's the skill that I've realized that I had through my own education backgrounds. I was able to discover my own talent within myself.
Right.
So,
right.
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow viewers, if you are just tuning in, this is Unfiltered. I'm your host, Chaps McFarlane. Our guest is the one and only Miss Joyce Adom. She is the founder and an entrepreneur of Simply Go Natural, that caters to healthier hair products and skincare products for all types of hair. And we're just talking about her experience in business and in discovering how to transition to natural hair. Thank you. Please leave your comments. We really appreciate your comments. And we really appreciate if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section and we will get to that. So tell us a little bit about conceptions of beauty in all of this. A lot of the reason why, as I understand, I'm not going to speak for women because I don't use, other hair products. Although I do use hair products for my own hair and I've been on a search for that. But tell us how all of this ties into these conceptions of beauty, because you touched on something about the artificial hair or the straightening of hair and all of those things as something that came from, whether it's a colonial heritage or from the days of slavery. And all of those are connected to perceptions of beauty as we hold it. So talk a little bit about that and your own journey through that.
The thing is, what I've come to discover, natural hair, when I started being interested in natural hair, let's say from 2015, I joined 2016, till now, when I started educating people or trying to help people through the journey, I realized that natural hair is not just for Black people. A lot of other race have natural hair, curly hair. Our own is coily, but through the history or through time, straight hair has been made as the standard of beauty for everyone. So everyone is being let's say graded against straight hair. So if you have straight hair, then you say it's beautiful, or wavy hair, or maybe some hair that goes a little bit towards Eurocentric hair. But then even within that Eurocentric hair, those with curly hair, they too are being judged or subjected to the same standard, where more like the straight hair is the most superior, the most beautiful. So they too, there's been a shift also. So curly hair has been for everyone. Right now, natural hair is not just for Black hair. Even though I do appreciate and I love the way our people, because for us, it was more damaging. It was more than just hair. For Black people, it was not just hair. It was a lot more than hair. It was an identity that was being taken away. So for me, I realized that when I transitioned, before I used to see it was just hair. I used to think, but the more I became natural, I realized that I was being attacked directly. How has my hair got to do with me? I was being attacked. I saw the attack. So I realized, oh, really? It's not just about hair. It's about your identity. It's about who you are. So I decided to embrace who I was, and I'm helping and I'm trying to let people understand that natural hair, everyone can be natural hair. The difference is the mindset, because we've been conditioned.
Right,
yes.
right. I wanted to just pick on what you just said right there. So is there a consciousness a natural consciousness that comes just from the whole idea of going natural with your hair,
Yes.
that is bigger than your hair. And tell us a little bit about, entering into that consciousness and exploring all the different angles of it that are not just tied to your hair.
Mm, mm. So it's the different aspect of it is that it's you. Because when I used to relax my hair, I realized my thinking was a little bit different. Somehow, subconsciously. So when I went through this whole journey, I realized that it changed my personality. The personality of wannabe, that's me. I don't know about the rest. And a lot of naturals have gone through this, a lot of naturals, because once you go through that process and you become natural, you realize it, that it's not just your hair, it's about you. It's about your race. It's not even just you, it's your race that's being attacked, and even your race, people within the same race are attacking you because we all have been conditioned. Our mindset have been conditioned to think that way. And unfortunately, it doesn't benefit us. And I found out that my identity, once I figured out that my identity was in sync with who my talent. So it was more of my talent. For me, one big thing out of this whole thing was my talent, my identity, and the skill, what is planted in me. I found out that I was suppressing who I was suppressing my talent, my natural talent. That is what I found in this whole process. And that was the big thing, the big discovery that I discovered on my journey. I don't know if anybody has any other discovery about natural hair. Once you decide to be yourself, be comfortable. That was me. When I decided to be myself, forget about what people were saying, the negativity that, oh, you're not beautiful because you have natural hair. You are not beautiful. You don't look beautiful. Oh, I will not look beautiful because I have short hair, or I have natural, have kinky hair and all that. Once I shredded all that thought and decided to embrace myself, I discovered that I had some talent that I was not seeing, which was making this product, Yes. And I realized I was more beautiful being myself than trying to be what I always trying to fit in. Because when I was like that, I was always trying to fit in into something. So I never felt comfortable in my skin or whatever I was doing. I never felt like I fitted in somehow, and this I wasn't that conscious of until I took this journey. And this, it was subconsciously. I got here on a journey. Anyway.
That is very powerful. That is very powerful. Connecting all of these. How just this journey of naturalness unleashed your entrepreneurial side, unleashed some of the gifts and talents, and also connecting it to your education. How everything sort of ties in once you reach out, right? Talk to us a little bit of you've talked about several challenges. But tell us a little bit about the success. It seems as if business acumen is in your family. I mean, your husband is an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur. Tell us a little bit about how you guys celebrate, the success of building, these businesses separate, but together in the same household.
The thing is, I have to say, entrepreneurship was nothing that none of us had naturally. My husband, we've been through school together. We went through school, secondary, university together. So I know that both of us did not have it naturally. We made up our mind to be entrepreneurs, to do something different than going to school to just be a worker. Nothing wrong with being a worker, but we decided to venture into it. It was a conscious thing that we did. So as we all discovered, try to, on our own individual journeys, we all discovered ourselves, our talent, or our passion rather, individually. What he does is totally different from what I do, but at the same time, we have a lot in common.
Yeah.
He does. I have, I have a background. I have my master's in human resources, and he works in human resources. He's a diversity, he works in it. While for me, I don't work in it. I do something totally different from what my education brought me to. So entrepreneurship is something that it was a conscious mind and a conscious effort to do, and it hasn't been easy, not at all. It hasn't been easy trying to juggle, um, a business that is totally new, no one to mentor you, no one to guide you, nowhere to go, nowhere to fall back on. The same with him. He too did his own thing. So we are in a house where everyone is thinking something.
The ideas are flowing through the roof, right?
So sometimes it could be challenging. It could be challenging trying to, we are both ambitious people. We decided to be, because that's how we talk about. We wanted to break a cycle of just working because of where we've been through, from Sweden, from the UK, and then here we're trying to break a cycle. We want to create something else, multiple stream of income, or create a sustainable alternative for ourselves.
Right.
So entrepreneur, yeah, come on.
Yeah, no. You're right on point. It's powerful. Please talk to us a little bit about the how others in our community, because it seems this is something we've been talking a lot on this show about entrepreneurship, leadership, and that is something that our communities, need or sometimes are seen to be lagging behind. If you look at the Asian community, there's a lot of entrepreneurship. If you look at the Indian community, there's a lot of entrepreneurship. If you look at so our community, seems to tell us a little bit about how people can pick up and get into this and move on and try new things without all the worries that
Yes.
stand in the way.
First of all, it is challenging, but if you make up your mind that you are not going nowhere and you don't look for shortcuts, I know that a lot of people, when as entrepreneurs, they look for funding, they go for funding. First of all, I would say it's not the best thing to do. Unless you're getting it for free, going for a loan as a startup is not the best thing, because you'll be putting yourself in debt right from the beginning, putting yourself at risk and putting yourself in debt. So what I did from my own, because my business was quite capital intensive, everything was about money. So what I did was to work at the same time and use the money I was getting to fund myself. So I never got any funding from anywhere. It was through my own work and the little that I had, that I used actually through work, just working and reinvesting it. So for you to think, and it's very, very, very demanding. For a woman, it's even worse. It's even more challenging, because I started at a time where I had babies. My kids were so young. So you have all the balls you have to juggle, but at the same time, it's a mindset. I wanted to break a cycle. I wanted to make a change in my own life and may hopefully inspire others, because in our community, I felt like we needed to be our own motivators, because we have to break the cycle of working and complaining about this, about that, with all the things that are being thrown at us. We have so much obstacles in our way, so we have to forge forward. We can't blame. I remember I faced my first discrimination, my very first time with discrimination in Belgium, and it wasn't funny. Since then, I became woke. Well, that's where the awakening started. So we have a lot that is being thrown at us. But that shouldn't be a reason for us to sit down and still watch, because it's not going to go away. People are going to be who they're going to be. You have to be determined. Know what you want. Even though you might not know exactly what you want at that time, just keep the ball rolling. Just keep going. Get the ideas going. Keep it going. Keep thinking. Keep thinking beyond your what you know. Think outside the box and sourcing for ideas. I never knew no one, none of my friends would have guessed this. None of my friends, none of my family members. A lot of them still don't believe I do this. I make these products stuff. A lot of them don't.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that is the beauty of entrepreneurship and of facing your fears and taking on challenges head on and discovering new talents along the way. It is very, very incredible to hear your story. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining, we have our guest, Ms. Joyce Adom. She's the founder of Simply Go Natural. You can find her products and more about the work she does and her business at simplygonatural.com. I'm just going to read one of the comments. And in fact, this comes from your own husband, who says, it is a wonder and fascination to many, but to the confident Black girl or Black woman who's rocking it, they know what they've been born and blessed with, a head full of unique, healthy beauty, natural beauty. So that is a lovely comment there in support. Necessity is the mother of invention, and that's another comment coming from him. As entrepreneurs, we think alike. I want to thank all of the viewers and give them a shout out. We have Adian Shaw, who is also a hair barber and stylist down in the South Shore, and he's also actually helped me with my own hair issues on multiple occasions. Adian, thank you for joining the show. Shannon, my lovely wife, who's also the backroom support for this show. There is Evaldine, for real, Kenny, and there's a lot of other viewers that I can't see, but thank you all for coming on and supporting. We appreciate all of your comments. And we were supposed to get one other guest on the show to talk to us a little bit about some effort that she is doing in supporting international students around Halifax during this period of COVID. I'm wondering if Ms. Clara Francis is on, if you are there, because I've seen somebody come in, but I can't identify that name. If that's you, please get your camera on and come in. And we are going to finish at the other end with Ms. Joyce Adom once we've had a chance to speak to Ms. Clara Francis. If you're on, put on your video if that is you, and we can have the chat. But while we give a chance for Ms. Clara Francis to come on, if you may talk to us a little bit. You were talking about some of the challenges of being a woman. And is that Clara Francis?
Yeah, I go by Francis.
Oh, you go by Francis.
I'm able to, yeah.
All right. So yes, welcome to the show. We can't see your video. I'm wondering if I'm going to send you.
I'm currently in the kitchen working, so.
Oh, okay, that's no problem. That's no problem. We can hear you. So we're just going to have you chat. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow viewers, Miss Frances has been providing meals to some of the international students who have been stuck in Halifax. We all know that schools have closed. She's been cooking and providing meals to support these students around, and we wanted to bring her on the show to thank her for an effort and just to give her a chance to tell our viewers how they can support this initiative.
Thank you so much for bringing me to your show. So currently I'm cooking for international students and also international Caribbean students on campus. So not just at the housing, but at New Kings, the universities around Halifax. So the best thing right now is to share. Okay, so I have a post on my Facebook and my Instagram.
Right.
I would like people to share it to let like international students on campus know that if they need Nigerian cuisine, they have my number or they have my Instagram to reach out to me. It's free of charge. No need. They're not going to be paying for delivery or the meals. A lot of people have reached out to like ask how they can support, and all I would say right now is just share the information so everyone could get hold of me.
Okay, what is your Instagram handle so that I can also say that out loud and folks can.
So it's Franny's Kitchen.
Pardon?
Franny's Kitchen. So
Okay, Franny's
FRAN.
Kitchen.
Yes.
All right, so that's your Instagram, Franny's Kitchen. Folks, if you're out there, please type that in the comment section, Franny's Kitchen. Also, anybody listening, ask the folks, international students, if you know any, to search that Instagram handle and send her a message. She's cooking some lovely Nigerian cuisine to support these students who are stuck
She's
here.
a good cook.
Yes, yes,
Cook.
yes. And as an entrepreneur, yes, go ahead, Joyce.
She's a good cook, and I do admire her zeal. She's really doing a great job in the community, and I do see her.
Thank you.
So there you go.
Keep going. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Well, Ms. Francis, what about your Facebook? Is it possible that they can also get in contact with you by Facebook?
Yes, they could look, search for Franny's Kitchen or Franny's Hair,
Okay.
or Frances Ali. So any of the above.
Okay. So
she's a
Franny's
hairstylist
Kitchen.
as well, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you both know each other. You're entrepreneurs, and ladies and gentlemen, in the future, we are hoping to have Ms. Francis on the show to also talk about a lot of the other initiatives and entrepreneurial things she is doing. But I know that you don't have a lot of time because Saturdays are the days in which you do a lot of your cooking, as you have just told us. So thank you so much for coming, and we are going to continue to spread the word so that people who are can reach out to you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, have a lovely evening.
You
Ladies
too.
and gentlemen,
Bye.
that was Miss Francis Ally, and she is of Franny's Kitchen. You can find that on Facebook or Franny's Care, or on Instagram, Franny's Kitchen, and share that information so that those international students who are stuck here can reach out and they can have a lovely home cooked meal for free in support of this all of what is going on during this pandemic. Ms. Joyce, back to you. I know we are at the top of the hour here. We would love to have you again on the show so that we can continue. You've been inspirational, and I would love to have that conversation continue. But just as we are wrapping up, tell our viewers more about how they can reach you and get a hold of your products, and also to those who are thinking about transition, what is your message to them?
Yes, I'll start with those who want to transition. If you want to, now there's a whole community. You can follow me on my Instagram pages, Simply Go Natural Cosmetics, or my Facebook page, Simply Go Natural Cosmetics, Twitter, Simply Go Natural. And then we just motivate each other. I post the motivational videos there so you can follow. And then usually when I make my hair, I post it there just to motivate you, to give you an idea, and for you to know that you can do it. You were born natural, so you can go natural. Everyone is a naturalista. So all you have to do is just change your mindset. Get rid of the relaxer mindset. If that's what you want. If you want to go natural, forget it. Just get on with it. You can transition. If it's too much, you can transition. And for our product, you can get it on our website, simplygonatural.com. And for our Halifax people local in Halifax, we have free shipping or delivery service rather within Halifax on over a certain amount of order, and we do curbside pickup as well. So you can come and pick it up at my end. So all you have to do, go online, order online, pay for it, and then we arrange if you are local. If you're not, we still have we ship international or national, wherever you are, we ship. So just go online, simplygonatural.com. You get our product there. We are working with other businesses. I'm working very tirelessly to get the product on Amazon. And so the Amazon is a big project I'm working on. So but I'm working on it and with other retailers as well. But the tire shop has it. If you want to just pick up, the tire shop in downtown Halifax has it. The healthy bag in Clayton, Bayers Lake, Chain Lake shopping center there, they have it. So if you go to you Google healthy bag, you find where they are. There will be more will come, but thanks to coronavirus, right now we're doing a lot online now. So you know where to find it.
Right. And the one thing we haven't really talked a lot about is skin, because you don't only do hair products, you also do skincare products, which is another whole topic. We can talk about skin, complexion, beauty, and all of those intersections. So that is why I would love to have you back again on the show so that we can delve into these other avenues. I just want to thank our viewers. We had Janvier Nahimana. Janvier is a very good friend. He also the host of a radio show called Mucho Radio. So for those of you who want to tune into some Afrocentric discourse and music, Janvier hosts that show. Janvier, thank you for joining us. Adrian Shaw, I gave him a shout out. That's my friend. He's also into hair, men's hair, especially if you want to talk about men's hair and the care for men's hair. He does that. He helps me out. And I'm trying to see if I can see all of the other people who are on. We have some viewers on, so I can give them a shout out. But let's see here if I can see everybody. Flourishing Ruth. Ruth is one of your loyal disciples. She's been going natural as long as I can remember. So Ruth, thank you for joining the show. We very much appreciate it. And Kenny, everybody that has joined, if I've not been able to give you a shout out, forgive me for that. I recognize you, and I would certainly do that. Thank you so much for coming. It has been a lovely time with you. We have come to the end, but as I've told our guests, we will definitely have you back next time so that we can talk some more.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Have a lovely evening.
Thank you. You too. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye. Ladies and gentlemen, now I wanted to let you know that this show is going to be transitioning. In the next few weeks, we are going to be changing the show and getting into some other areas, and it is going to be really, really exciting. We are going to be having some really important discussions, conversations, we should call it, touching on all sorts of societal hot button issues. And you are going to be getting a lot of my perspective, and we are going to be opening it up to get a lot of your perspectives. So please continue to watch, continue to support us, continue to stay tuned. We are going to move as we wrap up season 1 of this show. It has been a great season of 20 episodes. And as we get into season 2, the show is going to take on a whole new level, and it's going to be powerful and exciting. Please tune in again next week. Next week, we're going to have a great guest on the show, and it's going to be powerful as well. Thank you so much for joining. Have a lovely Victoria Day weekend. Go out. The restrictions have been brought down a little bit, so take some time to go out and enjoy the fresh air. Go to the beach, kick a soccer ball around, have a barbecue, and listen to some good tunes. Thank you so much for joining. That is it for me this evening, and good night.